Okay, the Hangout is live.
Okay.
We'll do the count in. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome to Nintendo Nostalgia, episode 127. I am your host, Ryan Black, and I am joined by my co-host, who am I with?
Qualls. Oh, yeah,
Tom Qualls, and also NOS crew member Traven. Guys,
Hey.
welcome.
Hey, glad to be back. Been a long time.
Sorry, I'm not used to the intro. That's my first time in a long time. I think I've done one other episode with the intro. So, welcome, guys. Yes.
Jacob, poor Jacob. I guess he's under the weather. He's not going to make it tonight. So, y'all remember Jacob. Hopefully, this uploads.
Yeah, I think something's going around because my my new housemate Sarah just has got like the plague. Just started today.
Gross.
And like she's like, stay away from me. I'm like, okay.
Gross.
So everybody's getting it.
Yeah. Traven, you doing all right, buddy? Are you okay over there? I know I got a bit of a scratchy throat. Maybe Jacob.
No, nothing out of the ordinary for me over here.
Right on. Good. All right. This has been Sick Watch 2019. The first of many segments, I guess.
All right, guys. Well, let's just get into it. Let's talk about what we have been Radical Rexing about. All right, guys. Let's start with Traven. Traven, what have you been Radical Rexing about?
Well, not much has gone on with video games right now.
Wow.
One game I've liked recently that came out for the Switch was Strike Suit Zero. I played that a lot on the PC. Kind of like a Zone of the Enders meets Free Space 2. So,
oh wow,
I already played through the game on the Switch. It's got some glitches and stuff, but I still really like the game, and I'm glad it's portable now.
Yeah, you had me at Zone of Enders. I'll have to check that out.
Something to hold you over till Daemon X Machina.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Hey, I enjoyed that demo. I really did. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like giant mech things that can blow up other giant mech things. It makes me happy.
I got to the character creator and didn't pass much further than that. But I love the character creator.
That's cool. So what was the name of that again, Traven?
It's called Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut, and it's on the Switch eShop for $20. Nice. And if you like blowing up stuff, it's really fun. You basically play as a space fighter, kind of like a X-Wing or something like that, and you transform into a mecha like a Gundam. And you're the only one that can do that, so naturally you blow everyone up. You blow up their capital ships too, so it's like nothing's cooler than taking down a Star Destroyer with nothing but a single Gundam. It's fun.
That's pretty great. I'll check that out for sure. What else you got going on? Anything other than that? Has that kind of been your baby for now, or?
That's been the main thing I've been doing right now.
Nice, very nice. Ryan, what about you, buddy? What you got going on? What you Rexing about? Am I on? Did I lose me?
Sorry, my bad. Can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. Yep, there we go.
Good. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties where my mic and headphones just went completely out. I don't know what's going on, but not fun. Okay, so what have I been Radical Rexing about? Oh, gosh. Where do I start? I have been driving a ton. So April alone, I visited 12 different states for my job.
Wow.
And I've already been to 4 different ones this month already. It being the 7th now as we record. So yeah, I've been quite busy.
Yeah, dude.
But Radical Rexing part is I've had some time to game. I've been playing a review game. It's like a Space Invaders clone. But I've been enjoying that. And then of course, enjoying Breath of the Wild and VR. And a lot of people aren't receiving it well.
Time out. You roboted. You roboted. Is that a verb? Is robot a verb?
Is robot a verb?
Can I conjugate it as a verb?
I don't see why you can't.
Roboted, have roboted. I don't know.
Roboted.
Shall robot. I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
Whoever's editing's got some work to do this time.
Yes, sorry, Jacob, for all the editing work you have to do. That's gonna be interesting.
You may pick up. You went robot as soon as you started talking about what you were Radical Rexing about, because you talked about your driving, and then
Okay.
Yep.
I got to play a Space Invaders clone.
Nice.
You know, picked that up, and I was doing a review for it, so I'm gonna have that up on the Nintendo Village website here soon.
Nice.
But it was all right. Definitely had the arcade challenge as you got further in. I was questioning whether it was just obscenely hard or if it was just my skill levels are lacking and I need to get good. But
Yeah.
but I was enjoying it. It is definitely an improvement on the original formula. So
Interesting.
and then besides that, Breath of the
There it
Wild.
goes again.
There we go again. Done the robot voice.
Da. That is interesting. No, not back yet. And you got a whole new rig, don't you, Ryan? Like a whole new setup, computer setup.
I can't hear you. Right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you are.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a whole new setup, new computer. The mic is a brand new mic because we thought that the issue was the mic. But brand new mic and it started doing it again. So
that might be your sound card or something, or setting.
Strange. It might have something to do with my Lenovo computer. It has a weird Windows 10 setup where it's I don't know. There's something going on with the computer, definitely. That causes that robotic thing. Definitely not Radical Rexon about that.
Yeah.
It's been an ongoing struggle to do streaming because of my mic. Maybe getting a whole new mic, but I don't know if that'll fix the problem. So
right, yeah.
A different brand or something, but I don't think it's the Turtle Beach brand. I like what they've done, and I didn't have any problems with my Mac. So
yeah. So looks like you left off. You said something about Breath of the Wild before.
Yeah, I was doing Breath of the Wild VR, and I've been enjoying it. I know a lot of people have not enjoyed the muddiness and the motion part of it, but I was willing to give it a try because it's my favorite video game kind of all time right now. I mean, it unseated my Super Metroid love. So I'm really enjoying just Breath of the Wild in general. So I wanted to experience it on a new level. And so I don't have the face strap thing yet. So I can't really...
Oh, so you're just two-handing it onto the face, huh?
Well, no, not exactly. What I did was I just laid flat out on a couch and just rested on my face. And so completely hands off, I have just my hands on the Joy-Con, free, like laying down. And that actually added to the immersion experience. One, I didn't have the problem where you have the motion controls, you look around and it's disorienting because you're just laying down, and you can do the camera like normal. And it doesn't like look up into the sky or anything when you lay down. Like it stays level and you're playing the game, and you feel immersed as you're laying down. But also at the same time, like I started a new game. And upon doing that, Link wakes up. He's laying down in a pool of water. And so, like, I'm laying down and I'm, like, immersed in this world. And, like, I am Link laying down in this water. And, like, that kind of put me in that mood for the game. And it's just like, wow, this is an experience like none other. It just kind of gave me, like, the idea, like, this is what VR could be,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I was completely comfortable, unhindered by anything. I didn't even realize had anything on my face. It's so light.
That's awesome.
With the Labo setup, like that's so good. I was pretty amazed by that, and that's my biggest Radical Rex probably this week is just
that's awesome.
My good experiences with VR.
That's cool. I gotta try that out at some point. I'm too busy messing around with other stuff. I've
got my family members having some fun, and there's an anti-gravity room in the Labo VR kit in the game. And there's a bunch of random objects. You can grab them and toss them around and throw them as hard as you want around the room. And then you can like increase the gravity and have everything drop. And then like, it's just this big playroom with random objects you can mess with. They have a couple Joy-Cons you can find in there and like arrows and other things you can throw. It's really cool.
That is neat.
You can spend hours just doing that.
I tried out the Breath of the Wild demo as well. I didn't think it was really all that immersive because you're in the third person view. But I noticed if you use the little the Sheikah Slate's camera, you can go into a first person view. It just narrows down your view a lot. So I just did that to kind of experience the first person view in it.
That's cool.
Now, are you able to do any actions while you're in that mode? Like, are you able to walk around?
You can take pictures. You could. It has head tracking when you're in the camera mode, which is why I did it.
Okay.
So if you look around in real life, it'll let you look around in the game, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, you can't use your sword or anything. Shooting arrows is fun in VR. I can tell you that. If you haven't,
I haven't done that yet. I
Look at the
haven't.
head tracking because it follows your head tracking around when you're shooting the arrows.
I have not done that yet.
You roboted. But yeah, I gotta check out the lab. I haven't done it yet. The VR one. Well, I gotta get my screen fixed. Ooh, I'll bring that up in a second. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had something fall on it, didn't you?
Yup.
Nope,
I mean,
still robot.
Yeah. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Let's see.
My USB-C slot or my USB 3.0 slot.
Maybe it's the slot.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Cool. All right. I changed USB slots to my 3.0 slot and see if that does anything.
We'll give it a shot. I keep looking up stuff every time it happens to see.
Sorry, guys. This is
Yeah.
Man, Jacob's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, he does. All right, Jacob, we're gonna jump back in.
All right. So we are going to do another segment before we get into the main topic. I just wanted to talk about like what we've been playing, like in general. Maybe something that we're looking forward to coming up. So go ahead and take the lead, Tom.
Right. So, I mean, recently I jumped back into the world of Spira. I went ahead and grabbed Final Fantasy X, 10-2 HD remake, all that fun stuff. And I've been sucked right back in, and it feels so good. Again, last time I played it was originally on PS2, like when it first came out.
What is it?
It feels really the Final Fantasy X HD.
Oh yeah, okay.
Remake.
Yeah.
10 and 10-2. Yeah. Yeah, been playing that, and I'm looking forward to actually getting to 10-2. I even got up on my bookshelf over here and grabbed the old Prima strategy guide and said, you know what? I'm going to try to 100% this bad boy, and blew off the dust from it. And then I remembered that it takes like 1 billion hours to do all that blitzball stuff, so I decided not to 100% it. But it's been good to jump back into that, and it's cool to see it in a little crisper view, so plus I didn't know it's got like extra episodes. I didn't know that. Like there's like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X something subtitle after that. That was pretty awesome. I was like, okay, so there's like an extra chapter after that, and then 10-2, and then 10-2 has like an extra chapter that comes
kind of
out,
like a final remix type thing.
I think it's like an epilogue. It's like an epilogue episode. Like I tried clicking on the original Final Fantasy X one, and it just started this whole it was like a whole new chapter, but definitely picks up at the end of 10. Luckily, I'd already beaten the game, back in the day, or else that would have been super spoilery. But it's pretty sweet. So I'm looking forward to just playing through all of that. So that should probably keep me busy for a good while. As far as what I'm looking forward to coming up, man, I can't even tell you. I want to get Final Fantasy 12 now, and then I'm just gonna be playing RPGs forever, I guess. And then Mario Maker 2 is around the corner. I can't wait for that. And man, I just don't know what I'm doing. And I still keep jumping on Smash Brothers, so I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Just too much. And then I talk about, I haven't tried Labo VR yet, or talking to Traven like, I need to try that game you were talking about because that sounds awesome. And I just don't. I'm in Final Fantasy world. I can't come out of it. So, what about you, Traven? What's new?
Well, I was playing Dragon Marked for Death since I picked up the physical version of that a while back. And then Nintendo Labo came out, and I started playing with that. I even messed around with the garage mode, which lets you make your own game. So I made my own game in that, where you play
Nice.
the giant tuna and you destroy a little city like Godzilla.
A giant tuna.
Then recently, I've been playing Strike Suit Zero on the Switch. Been revisiting that game. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
now I can take it wherever I go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that is nice.
So Jacob has now surpassed me in Cuphead. I have been
Oh,
severely
no.
slacking. But he's also
No,
not
that's-
trying to A rank or whatever, A plus.
Oh, that's
hit.
weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm kind of
Plus,
did
he's taking all
kinda
this
have
time off being sick.
He did kind of have a head start, considering he got me the game for my birthday, and we hung out, and he watched me play to Island 3. And he played with me on some of the levels as well, so
okay.
Yeah,
I think he kind of has an idea of what he's doing.
yeah.
I was gonna go back and do the run and gun levels pacifist before I continued off Island 1, but I'm not so sure now. So I'm falling behind. So
Game is so difficult.
yeah, I'm not having too much difficulty with it. I'm waiting for the higher difficulty to come in. But I'm not sure when you unlock that. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else that I've been playing? You know, I've been dabbling a little bit with Picross S2. S2 just came out. I'm gonna definitely pick that one up, but I gotta get through S2 first. I gotta put a good amount of time into it before I could justify buying another one. You know,
Yeah.
build that backlog up
that.
before it gets overwhelming if I don't. Temper
Yeah,
myself a bit. So, as far as coming out, I just reserved and paid off Crystal Crisis. I've been beating around the bush. I'm just like,
there you go.
You know, I really liked the other Nicalis games of that vein where they have different Nicalis characters from different series coming together. And this is a puzzler game. I'm not too big on puzzler games, but I don't know. I want to give it a chance. I mean, it has Astro Boy in it. So
nice.
So yeah, that's a really cool like nod there, like random, but I'm definitely looking forward to playing as him. And it's like a puzzle fighter, like a classic puzzle fighter.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, do attacks against each other. It takes the fighting game but makes it a puzzle game, from what I'm understanding.
Right. Yep.
I'm supposed to get a story, so.
Yeah, as long as Astro Boy gets his butt guns, I'm down. Butt guns are best guns. Yeah.
And then, you know, Mario Maker 2, I did pre-order that. Didn't pay it off yet, but it's definitely one I have to get. I pre-ordered it physical because I'm not sure if we're going to get the stylus or not in the US. And I just didn't want to miss out on the stylus if they do.
Oh, makes sense.
If not, I'll be very sad, and I'll just switch it over to digital and call it a day.
That makes sense.
So there hasn't been an announcement yet for when and if Nintendo is having a direct for E3. And that's kind of
have to be, right?
I don't know.
I think they have to.
Nintendo's not really big on E3. They typically like doing their own thing.
Yeah, I mean, but they still show up to E3. They still have the booths and everything. Like they still do all that. And when they started doing the directs, I think it works out better for them because they can, they can plan everything out better. They don't have to worry about, I mean, we know Sony's not going to be there this year, so I feel like they have to be there just to at least capitalize on their absence.
Do we know if Microsoft has announced their time? They're going there for the presentation?
That is a good question.
Wouldn't it be weird if it's like the exact same?
You roboted again. Let's see here. I'm gonna look that up though while we're doing this. Xbox.
Fine there for a bit.
Yeah, it was good for a while. Also, this thing I was reading before you reset it the last time said it might be drivers.
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, Xbox is June 9th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You gotta switch to the headset mic. All I did was Google search Xbox E3 2019 date, which it came up. But if you scroll to the bottom, it gives you like the people also searched for best console in the world. It's like easy.
Am I a non-robot now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, good. I pulled my headphones out of the equation and just plugged it straight in my computer and see if that does anything.
Oh, maybe. Give it a shot. That'll at least narrow it down, so if it does it again, you'll know where it's coming from.
Yeah. I won't be able to hear it, though, so, I mean, more so than normal, so just let me know if I go robotic.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Okay, where do we
Can
leave
you hear
off?
this?
Nope.
No.
Okay, just making sure my headphone mic wasn't on.
Yeah. Nope.
Cool.
Where do we leave off?
We're talking about Nintendo at E3.
Oh, that's right.
So Jacob's getting a little stir crazy because he had to ask for a day off and he just like shot for Tuesday because it's usually on a Tuesday, but he has no idea when he needs this Nintendo day off, and so he's starting to get antsy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. Xbox. I was just looking it up here. Xbox is on June 9th. June 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific. So 4 p.m. for us East Coast boys. And the 9th is a Tuesday. So congrats, Jacob. You took off for the Xbox conference.
Who knows? Maybe he'll get Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, there you go. This is so much more fun when he's not here to defend himself.
Oh. All right, guys. I think it's time we get into the show's topic.
Yeah.
So, we wanted to celebrate our mothers. This is all dedicated. It's a Mother's Day episode, and just what they've done for us in gaming. Maybe some memories they have given us at their inability to play video games well, but trying, or just to humor you. But this is all about dedication to those that we love and that raised us. So let's get into the topic. All right, guys. So I'm assuming you guys all have mothers.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. There was a woman who birthed me for sure.
All right. So I'd like to know, like, what are like early gaming memories you have of you playing games and your mother? It doesn't necessarily have to be, warm and fuzzy. It could be you play video games too much, But what's kind of your earliest memories, Traven?
Well, I know when I was young, my parents did used to play like the NES and the Super Nintendo together. Because I knew they used to play Mario Brother games together, and I know my mom played Super Mario World with me, and so one of the things she did do when I was younger is because I would like playing video games so much is when I was in school she would limit the amount of video game time I play on weekdays. So I remember that as well. But yeah, I think Super Mario World is probably one of her favorite all-time games.
Nice.
Good taste. Very good taste.
Yes, definitely good taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom?
If you're gonna play the best, right?
Yeah.
Well, for me, my mom. We're probably gonna tell a few more stories here, which it'll paint a very beautiful picture of my mother, I think. So there's a little bit of sarcasm in that, but so you mentioned maybe our mothers weren't too keen on the video games, and my mom didn't start off that way. Obviously, my mom was very on board when my dad wanted to buy a Nintendo. She was like, "Yeah, it's fine. That sounds fun, Michael." But I never saw my mom play it ever. No, I don't play that. I only play arcade games. That's what she would say. No, I only play like Pac-Man. You get Pac-Man on there, let me know. One of those type things. So my early memories aren't so much of my mom playing games as much as it was similar to Traven, limiting how much games I could play. Hey, shut that off and go outside. Which I played a lot outside too. Some people think I'm only an inside kid. No, I'm an outside kid too. I got the best of both worlds. But mom was very, hey, shut that off and go do this. Hey, that's enough for today. Don't do this. And maybe, I don't know if this is the time for this story, but is also my mom's idea. The full arc of me and my mom in video games is her teaching me discipline through video games, if that makes sense, or lack thereof. So at one point in third grade, I was so addicted to playing now listen, I know this is a Nintendo podcast, but I was so addicted to my Sega Genesis that my mom had to put a ban, not just on me, but for the whole family, a ban, no video games during weekdays. And I could only play on the weekends. It was terrible. And that curse did not lift until I was out of high school. Like, seriously. Like, so she was consistent. Like, and my dad backed her up, and it was like, dang, man, but I could only play on or on the weekends. That's why summer vacation is that much sweeter. But I still appreciate it. And I'm sure I'll get to this later, but I still appreciate that my mom, looked out for, if I was that addicted, even with the limitations, I can't imagine getting a, full bore as much time as I wanted to on, what I mean? Could have turned out even worse.
Yeah. Well, my mom was never that strict. She really only had those restrictions when I was young. As I was getting older and I started moving up in the grades, like, I don't even think I had those kind of restrictions in like 5th grade. Yeah. Basically, once I showed her that I could maintain my grades and still play all these video games, she was okay with whatever.
And there's the key. I was gonna say, I bet there was a key difference between you and I. and I bet one of us was really good at keeping their grades up while playing video games, and one of us, hint, hint, wink, wink, was not. Yeah. So, but sure enough. What about you, Ryan?
My early memories of my mom. I remember my first memory of her actually playing video games with us. It was always with my dad, but my mom picked up an NES controller and was trying to help me with Super Mario Brothers. And it was around the time when I was trying to figure out how to jump over that coral in that water level, and I couldn't figure out why he wouldn't jump very high.
Yeah, mash that button, bro.
And she couldn't figure it out either. And the excuse that she dropped was, "Oh, I play in television. You play in television with me, then we'll be fine."
That's a deep cut. Yeah.
As many times as I played in television, like, she never joined me. So I think it was just an excuse not to play.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But she's always been one to support me, so I can't complain. Yeah. She knew when to limit me. She was very, very open about me playing, but also knew that I get hyper focused on video games. I get lost in them. I can't tell anything else going on around me. So, put it down. You've got to look at the scenery on this trip that we're on. We're on vacation, so enjoy the mountains and everything. And I'm like, I'm like buried in my game or game magazine or what have you. So she knew to limit me, but she pretty much gave me, as long as I was doing well in school, she gave me free reign to play and enjoy that thing. Plenty of times she'll send me outside, but she's the one that bought me my Game Boy, so she definitely supported me at an early age even. So I'm very, very appreciative. Now, was there anything that your mother bought for you that was kind of big? Maybe in Christmas time, maybe set apart from your dad, maybe something that she went out of her way to get for you because you're just really passionate about it or really excited about it. And it could have been just, hey, Dad gets you all these games and stuff. I want to try my hand at getting you something. And maybe it was an epic fail, but is there any kind of gift that you thought of, like, that you got from your mom specifically?
Man, let's see. Traven, if you got it, you go ahead. I got to think about this one.
All right, I'll start. So as far as Christmas and gift giving went, my dad was not good at picking out gifts. It was always my mom. So my mom always knew about what video games I wanted, what video games were hot, that sort of thing, even if she didn't play them. But there was one gift that she really got me that kind of floored me on how far she was willing to go out of the way to get me. That was for one Christmas. I was in this children's choir in Indiana called the Indianapolis Children's Choir. And I played Mega Man Battle Network 2 and Mega Man Battle Network 3, and I really liked those. But my friend in the choir had Mega Man Battle Network 4. And he was playing it once at one of our. We had these long concerts because they'd have to switch between different choirs at the time, so there was tons of downtime. So he was playing Mega Man Battle Network 4 during the time, and I remember just being totally amazed by the whole form chain system and stuff like that. and it had to have been, maybe 2-3 days before Christmas. And I remember telling my mom about, it was such an amazing game and how amazed by it was. And I was surprised to find that year, under the Christmas tree, I got Mega Man Battle Network 4 Blue Moon for Christmas.
Heck yeah.
And I was just kind of surprised how far she was willing to go, or how quick she was willing to act to get that for me for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Do you have anything, Tom? Do you want me to shoot up
go
mine?
ahead. I'm still thinking. Go ahead. I'm still thinking.
Okay. And I think like the biggest thing that said my mom supports me was getting me that Game Boy that she got me with Donkey Kong Land 2, and just really wanted me to take care of it. So she got me this like rubber frame to put around. Basically, it was just a Game Boy protector thing with like wrist or like arm strap that you could like sling over your shoulder. But she wanted to make sure I took care of my stuff too. She really, really like loved giving. And that brings me to a point, like sometimes she gets things but doesn't realize that she's got them, and then of course she'll wrap them at different times. So a couple times I've gotten like a double copy of a game on Christmas.
Yeah.
That's always like a slight disappointment, but I feel the love still,
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you might like this. I do. I've beat it 3 times. Yeah, but it's right over there.
It's like, I opened up. I can't remember something for Wii U even recently. Like I opened it up.
Oh wow!
And then the next gift I opened was the same game. I'm like, oh okay.
That's funny. That's funny. So one thing my mom did that was again, it's the same kind of a spirit there where I feel the love, but oh no, Mom, no, was I'm very proud of my game collection, especially my cartridges, right? Like so my Nintendo cartridges, I got a ton of NES, I think I'm up to like 76 different NES games. I know that's not a lot. I know it's not a lot to a lot of collectors, but I'm proud of it. And I got a ton of SNES games and a ton of 64 games because I played a ton during that era. And I graduated and I graduated high school, went to college, went away for college, and Mom was so excited that I was coming back home that she cleaned my room up, got it all nice and spiffy, ready for me, and organized all my games and set them all up. I thought that was nice and sweet. And she's like, look, I got you this crate to put your 64 games in so you can stack them. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then I noticed what she had done, and she goes, I noticed your NES games and your SNES games have the title on the top, but the 64 ones don't. She's like, so I took a marker and I wrote the name of all the games on top of them. And I was like, So in my soul, I was like, I can't get mad. I can't get mad. I can't get mad. I can't get mad. Like she was really trying to help. She's honestly trying to like, now you know what game it is on the top. But my inner collector inside was going, why did you write on this? Oh my gosh. So I can still see, I can look over here. I'm looking on my floor. I can tell you exactly what 64 games I have because my mom's handwriting is on top of them. And now I feel like I have very unique copies of every one of these games. So I'm like, yeah, that's my mom's handwriting. And some of the longer title games, so like so Banjo-Kazooie just says Banjo on top, but then Banjo-Tooie just says Tooie on top. So she got pretty creative on some of them. So, but anyway, so that's one thing I think it touched me that my mom cared enough about that thing that I cared about to help, but it was also like, oh no, don't do that. you really messed this up.
Those games are one of a kind, limited edition.
They are limited edition. That is, if you ever see one in stores, you know that it came from me. So, but anyway, yeah, there's you gotta love her, right? Mm-hmm. Love you, Mom. Not that Mom would ever listen to this, but if she does, I hope I'm not painting her out to be a terrible person. She's excellent.
My mom's a very giving person. And Jake has mentioned this story before, but like we'd always hang out around Game Crazy, and I'd always ask Mom, "Hey, Mom, can I get a game?" I kept it pretty spaced out, maybe once every 3 months or something like that. And I'm like, I don't really have any money at this time, sure. So and she's like, "Sure, you can get something." But one time, like we went in there, and I was so excited about getting this game, and Jacob wanted this other game, and she just got it for him, like just out of the blue, like just bought it for me. It was like awesome. A $50 game too, like yeah. And I was just like, wow, that's really, really, really nice that you did that for Jacob, And then I think there was another time at like a GameStop, or something similar happened with that. Like I had mine all pre-ordered and paid off or something, and she helped out, and it was just really cool to see her supportive of my passions.
That's awesome. Yeah, sure enough.
She's not one to really get in the games with me. I think like I can count on one finger, maybe two fingers, how many times she's done that. But she's watched me from time to time. She does sometimes say they give her headaches, with music up and stuff like that. Yeah. But my dad was someone who would like sit back and play with me occasionally. Like I got him to play Smash Brothers Melee once. Nice. But my mom's never really touched that, but she's always been really supportive, and I really, really appreciate her for that. So
that's awesome. my mom, I mentioned earlier, definitely didn't play much either. I can't think of a single time she's played anything with me at all. But I do remember one time we went on vacation. I was in high school, and the last couple of years of high school, my family, we really got into this thing where, again, if you haven't picked up yet here, us Nintendo nostalgia people, we're all from Indiana, right? So we there's a place in Indiana called Santa Claus, Indiana, right? And it's it's a real place, and yes, it's Christmas themed. The whole town, all year round, is Christmas themed. But there's a theme park there called Holiday World, right? And it's got all the different holidays. It's actually a great theme park. Best water park in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyway, the whole thing, they have a like campground there called Lake Rudolph, and we started staying on Lake Rudolph. It started becoming like an annual thing until I graduated, so a whole 2 years, I guess, at that point. But anyway, we started doing it, and they had this like little clubhouse area, like a little canteen type place where you just buy stuff maybe you forgot when you were camping, like, oh yeah, I probably should have packed toilet paper, all kinds of like little stuff like that. But they had this little arcade in like a little side alcove, which I was like, sweet, we're out here in the woods and there's arcades. So, all kinds of your normal arcade fare for the time, around 2002. So I'm like, oh, here's House of the Dead in here, and here's Cruis'n USA, an old, Cruis'n USA cabinet. But then there it was in the corner was a Miss Pac-Man machine. Mm-hmm. And I had never heard my mom get so excited in my life. She goes, oh, they have Miss Pac-Man. And she literally turned to my dad and said, give me a quarter. And I was like, no way. Is this going to happen right now? So I was like, I have to see this. I've never seen my mom play anything. But again, I said earlier, she's always said, like, I don't want to play it. Let me know if you're playing Pac-Man. Like, whoa. So sure enough, Miss Pac-Man's over there. And she slapped those quarters in and then got into the best thing I can describe it as is some sort of warrior pose. I don't know what it was, but she grabbed a hold of the joystick and like had some sort of squat stance and like proceeded to play Miss Pac-Man for like 20 minutes. And I was just so impressed. I'm like, what? Where's this been my entire life? Like, again, I can tell you so many stories about my mom telling me how to not play games, when to not play games, letting my brother play, all that fun stuff. But this is the first time I actually saw her like jump in and dive into a game. And I was like, I just need to buy a Miss Pac-Man machine at home and let her just ride that out. But it was intense because the only time I saw my mom play video games, and I've never seen someone jerk a arcade stick that hard either. I was like, Mom, you don't have to, you just push it. You don't have to slam the thing over to the side. But anyway, so it was pretty fun. That's the only time I've seen my mom play video games. And I think she's still probably embarrassed. Again, if she's listening to this, she's very embarrassed. But
oh man, mothers are great. They really, really are.
Love you, Mom.
Yes, love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
So, guys, I think that brings us to the end of the episode. We hope you enjoyed this little giving thanks to mothers, and we hope you hear this and remember to thank your mothers as well. Maybe go buy them a mini Pac-Man machine. I'm sure they're out there now at GameStop and what have you.
Call your mother. Call your mother, please.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. I'm going to go ahead and tell where we can find you guys. Tom, go ahead and let them know where they can find the Boomski.
Yeah, I am Mr. Boomski on Twitter. I haven't been on in a while, but if you keep sending me friend requests or follow requests or whatever, I will probably pop on and say hey. But at Mr. Boomski on Twitter.
And
Traden, what about you?
You can't really find me anyway. I don't really have a Twitter or anything.
You can find him on Switch.
Yeah, you can find him on Switch. Yeah. Traven is off the grid. You guys want to meet Traven? You're going to have to go to his house. Like, that's just how it works.
Don't tempt him.
Don't tempt him, yeah.
Or come to an Us Hangout, please. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, yeah.
We got an E3 one coming up. You better be there.
Oh, yeah. True.
All right, guys. You can find the show at our home on the Nintendo Village, www.thenintendovillage.com/Nintendo Nostalgia, on Apple Podcasts and Google Play. You can also find us facebook.com/Nintendo-NOS, on our Twitter at Nintendo_NOS. Shoot us an email at nintendonostalgiain@gmail.com. You can find us on our YouTube here, and also you can find us on Instagram at Nintendo-NOSIN. Guys, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you guys next week. Later.
Yep. Bye. Thank you, Mom. Love you, Mom. Bye.